Hello, everybody. Welcome back. It is Saturday afternoon, a day full of football, and we're going to kick in with the watch-alongs. Now, it's France versus Denmark. I don't know about you. I'm really looking forward to seeing the French. I really enjoy watching them against the Australians. Should be a stiffer test today against the Danes. Really, really looking forward to this. Obviously, Denmark got all the way through, lost to England, didn't they, in the Euros, all the way through to the semi-finals. France are the world champions, and they were really good fun, as I said, in that first game against Australia. We're a little bit behind. That's my bad. So I will say to you immediately, bung me in your pre-game predictions. There is Kylian Mbappe, who could define this World Cup if he wants, if his team gives him the support as well. Brilliant player. Let me know how you see this one going. Let's say some hellos. James, welcome along. Ewan, welcome along. Yorkshire Jay, bias at the door today. Always. Luke, welcome. Leon, should be an entertaining game. We've got our fingers crossed, although Ben says 0-0 incoming. Afternoon, Ben. How is the Mexican? I'll talk about that a little bit later. I think it's gone down to Chichester with Shaley. If not, it's in some foil in there. But absolute takeaway disaster last night, 2-1. France, says Leon. Right, we're going to get into team news and whatnot. Let's just really, really quickly round up what has gone on already today. Tunisia 0, Australia 1 is the other game in this group. And Poland 2, Saudi 0. So let's just quickly focus in. If I click on this game and then on this group, you will see France are still top with the goal difference, but Australia have moved alongside them. Things start to look problematic for the Danes with a defeat. Of course, it'll be Denmark, Tunisia last. So they wouldn't necessarily be out of it. But problems for the Danes if they don't win this, given that early 0-0 draw. Of course, it was Denmark and Tunisia, wasn't it? Right. Whilst I'm forgetting how all the results have gone. Get me your predictions in. We will go through the teams. Let me go to predictions first. Quick. Morning from Oregon, USA. Very, very nice too. 3-3 or 0-0. Yeah, right. Okay. I can see that. Yeah. France 3, Denmark 2. The internal joys of a new phone. What's going on out here? Don't know how to work your new phone. My predictions are dross. Well, it's all about the fun of doing it, isn't it? Hey, do you think Saudi will advance to the knockout stage? Yeah, they're in trouble now after that defeat today. Denmark play Australia last. Going to be a good one. That one going to be a decider in the group, couldn't it? 2-1 France, says Kev. Right, we're going to do teams. If you wouldn't mind just hitting the like button while I'm doing them. Hit like. It's 4 on a Saturday afternoon. There should be plenty of people watching this. Hopefully, we can grab a few new watchers as we go. So do hit that like button and help us rise up the rankings as the French lads are singing the French national anthem. And we are going to do the teams. So France in goal, Lloris. Very familiar player to all of us. Koundé of Barcelona. He did not start in the last game, did he? I can't remember who started right back from France. I don't think he did. Raphael Varane starts of Manchester United. It is Upamecano, who I always struggle to pronounce his name. And it's Theo Hernandez, not Lucas Hernandez, who we think got quite a bad injury in that first game. To add to the many injury problems of the French. All looks a little bit more familiar as we get further forward. Tchouaméni and Rabiot were decent, weren't they, in central midfield last time out. And then I really like this front four. It's very good, isn't it? Dembele, Griezmann, Mbappe, and Giroud. Very, very good front four. And as we found out when they started making subs, Coman, Thuram, Muani, Camavinga, Veretout, Guendouzi, Fofana, Disasi. That's Pavard who played right back there, wasn't it? Yeah, Konate, Saliba, Areola and Mandanda on the bench for the French. They have got the strength in depth as well. Excuse me as I net my coffee before we do this. Another goalkeeper captain there as well. The two captains are both goalies today. Kasper Schmeichel in goal. It's the first time I've seen the Danes this tournament. Joachim Andersen of Palace at right centre-back. Victor Nelson of Galatasaray in the middle. Andres Christensen of Barcelona is the other centre-back. Some high-caliber players, the Danes, haven't they? Joachim Mahler of Atalanta, left wing-back. Rasmus Christensen, we know him from Leeds United. He is at right wing-back. The double pivot there is Højbjerg of Spurs and Eriksson of Manchester United. Jesper Lindström of Frankfurt is front right. Mikkel Damsgaard of Brentford is front left. And Andreas Cornelius of FC Kopenhagen is the striker. Let me know your thoughts on these sides. Let me know. I won't let you say Mbappe because we're all looking forward to seeing Mbappe. Let me know who you're looking forward to seeing. Maybe we've got some Brentford fans or some Leeds fans or some Spurs fans or some whoever fans. Plenty of teams represented here. Let me just do the Danish bench real quick. ITV had just gone to their turbo break, so we are about to start. Vind, Dolberg, Braithwaite, Poulsen, Olsen, Norgard, Vas, Jensen, Bar, Larsen, Skov, Kjær, Ronov, and Christensen. On the bench for the Danes, let's go to some of your comments and let's settle in for a nice afternoon of football. Turn to the French, says Annie. My prediction, I will go. I'll go the French by 2. I like them, Angel. I like them. I really do. Annie, why does it take so long to say? Yeah. I remember the days we used to buy a new phone. You used to have immediate plug it in on charge for 12 hours, but there you go. Go on then, 3-1 France. Buccio, I think I've given my prediction. I'll always sit on the fence, won't I? Danish side's very good, a lot of Champions League experience, agreed. Leon Rasmus, all leads, aren't we? Ousmane Dembele. Yeah, he's a funny one, isn't he, Dembele? We thought he was going to be probably one of the greats in the world, didn't we? Had that gargantuan, huge transfer fee. I know it's not his fault, per se, how much that was paid for him from Dortmund to Barcelona. And it looked like it was going to be a big bust for Ousmane Dembele, didn't it? But it looks like he's kind of got it back together now. Looking forward to seeing Damsgaard of Brentford. I don't think Denmark would have more than one goal in see France scoring 3. Get your predictions in via the chat. I'll put up France 0, Denmark 0. Normal spiel here. Just let's do the admin. I'm on ITV1. I'm on the dish. If you're on ITV Hub, you might be a bit behind. If you don't want spoilers from me, pause me. Just remember, you'll still get spoilers from the chat, even if you are a little bit behind. And the chat has been on fire during the tournament. Get the debate going. We'll go full Q&A at half time. But let's enjoy this. The French were really good to watch, weren't they, against the Aussies? The Danes should be a little bit more of a stiff test. And the Aussies are watching on with great interest today, having won their game earlier against Tunisia. We get your timestamp as quick into the game as we can. It's been brilliant for Barcelona. Him and Lewandowski, who did score earlier for the Poles. 4-1 to the French. Goals, please. We had a couple of nil-nillers on the watch-alongs. Mentioning no nations for England last night. But listen, I've been talking about England all blooming day. Maybe we can have a little bit of time off then. Hang on a minute. Why is my lead caught all the way under there? That means the light moves. Sorry if the light's all going funny real quick there. Does that look all right? I think we are okay. Sorry, as I faff. It's 10 seconds up to 1 minute. So I'll give you the time seek and then we'll really get into the action here. 1 minute in 3, 2, 1, sync. Let me know if you need another one of those and we'll get you all lined up. Denmark trying to launch an attack here. Not a very clever header there by Dembele, but he's back underneath it. Fed up the line by Koundé, who did get sold down the river. a little bit Denmark throw. Giroud can become all-time French goal. Is he level or did he go past Henry the other day, Giroud? I don't know the exact numbers here. My phone is saying it's 4 o'clock, Annie. Your phone is right about this. Probably don't need to set the time on the phones anymore. Højbjerg knocks that one out wide to Christensen of Leeds. Leeds. It's thrown inside. Nelson. Out it goes to Marla and back in. It's gone all the way home to Kasper Schmeichel, level with Henry. Woof. Jules Koundé also apparently has a good partnership with Dembele. Here is Nelson. Little one into the front. Looks like that team I read you out, or rather that team shape I read you out was incorrect. They had Nelson in the middle of the back three. Looks like he's to the left of the back three, if anyone's was going to pick Footmob up on that. Lindstrom has been fouled. Just kind of leaves a leg in there, Chouameni. He's a little bit unlucky, actually, but he does take the guy down. Michael, Leeds here. And we do have Leeds representation on the pitch as well as in the chat. Are you from Huddersfield? Level of around 51. That's a brilliant total that Giroud has got. 51 international goals for the French. Brilliant staff. Rasmus playing slightly more advanced than he does for Leeds. He's over at right wing back. Rasmus Christensen. Now, here he goes. Here comes Mbappe. Double step over, and he's run into trouble. The first duel with Mbappe is won, and they're coming out on the counter, actually, the other end. Far from doing any defending. Here's Damsgaard. Lovely play by Damsgaard. Switches that one out. Oh, nice feed. Oh, they were in if he controls that. I think it was Christensen who slid it through to Cornelius. Wasn't a bad pass. Just gets his feet all in a muddle there. Good start from our friend from Leeds there, Christensen. If FIFA would show us a replay, we can see quite what went down there. Best Frenchman to play in the Premier League? Oh, it's got to be Henry or Cantona, I suppose. And N'Golo Kante would be up there, wouldn't he? Answer that one in the chat, guys. Best Frenchman to play in the Premier League. Been some brilliant ones. Pires, Vieira. Some really, really good players. Christensen. Inside it goes to Anderson. Christensen. It will slide inside there. Giving it away. Hernandez has got it in the corner. Lindstrom makes him play it. Out it goes. Slight surprise. French are absorbing. Yeah, I suppose it is just earliness, although it's into the box for the Danes. And there is Dembele. I'm sure they'll fan out as we get up towards the 10-minute mark, won't they? Great feat by Dembele. He's done the same trick 3 times in a row there, and it worked every time. Tremendous stuff. Rabiot. Mbappe, little slide inside Dembele, edge of the box. Dembele onto the right foot. He did that trick in reverse there from left to right rather than right to left. The Danes have won it back. Sibierski, tremendous. Henry or Pires. Olivier Giroud is unstoppable so far this season. A goal machine, no less. It's difficult, isn't it, with those French players in the Premier League for sheer impact. Well, actually, Cantona, I suppose Vieira in terms of impact was there before Henry in transforming the Arsenal, wasn't he? And then Kante won the Premier League with blooming Leicester and was the best player, wasn't he? Well, him and Vardy and Mahrez. But yeah, some brilliant French players in the Premier League. The cat that knocked my tea over, I cleaned it up with Rug Doctor. Nice. Scolded the cat. Here comes Ericsson. Oh, Ericsson, nice little feed in low. Lovely idea by Ericsson. Good bit of sort of physicality there. I think it was Pamecano. Just levered striker off the ball. Nice idea by Ericsson, who for a while when he was at Spurs, his creative numbers were off the charts good in the Premier League, weren't they? Brilliant run Ericsson had there. 6:50 on the clock. Pretty even. If anything, Denmark have edged it, haven't they, in the first 7 minutes? Olivier Decour, classic. That comment you read needs an answer in my own words, does it? Which one? Copy and paste it. Put a question mark at the end of it if it needs an answer. And I will answer it. I'll try my best. Rabiot. France is getting on the void. Pushed up the pitch. Danes squeezing up. Fair play to them when Mbappe's on the pitch. Christensen. Another duel with Mbappe. You just got to take them one at a time. Not let them have too much of the ball. There is Kasper Hjulmand, who did a fine job at the Euros. Dembele, Rabiot. Floaty ball there, but it finds its way to Mbappe, which is never a bad thing. Mbappe crosses right-footed, headed away on the near post. What's my view on players going to the World Cup against those that didn't? Are they going to be better? So hard to say that, isn't it? Really, really hard to say. There's an argument that they've played right through and they'll have a better rhythm, but they've done a lot of travelling and all of that unfamiliar surroundings. And then the other ones, are they in kind of pre-season mode again? It would take them a while to. I don't know. You know what it's like in pre-season as well. Some players look at it immediately, and some players take, a few weeks to get going. So hard to say. And that's a complete non-answer, but it is what it is. Pierre-Lee Smelly, Russ did love him. Our good friend Russ. You can come and join all of us over on Patreon. Patreon.com/Benjamin Bloom. Come and join us for the roundtables. Come and chop it up with me. A few of the lads, and is in the chat there. He's always good value on the roundtables. Here comes Hernandez. Crosses in left footed. That's a good ball. Nod down, Giroud. Oh, he just has it nicked off him at the end there. Good play by the French. Nice header back across there. They're back at it again. Here's Griezmann, who we haven't really mentioned. Poor ball by Griezmann. Cornelius holds it up. And here come the Danes. Evening. Helen, is it evening yet, Helen? I'll let you away with that one. It's 5 o'clock somewhere. Michael, reckon those that went will start to feel it. Yeah, exactly. That's a good point. It might not even be in, December, January. You see it. It might be. You're totally right. It might be February, March, where players start to get knackered. Lovely ball by Ericsson out to the right-hand side. Inside comes Christensen. Is that going out for a corner? No, it's hit the corner flag and stayed in. How about that? They've recycled it, though, Denmark. Could work out well for them. Here comes the cross from the right. Good boxing. Well played, Lloris. Good goalkeeping there. Danes look all right, don't they? They don't look completely terrified by the French. I don't want to make this about England. I can imagine England setting up in a rather defensive way against the French. And the Danes are, nicely set, I think. Won the first couple of duels against Mbappe as well, which is kind of key. Okay, Helen, I'll give you that one. It's 6:10 where she is. You win. As a cameraman penned, during the game, TV viewers were treated to a full front. Oh, dear. No comment. How often do you see that? Normally it hits the corner flag and we get a big cheer if it goes out for a corner and a big boo if it goes out for a throw-in. Even with key players out, they are a quality team. Yes, they are. Indeed. Griezmann, Mbappe. Giving Mbappe a bit of treatment, actually. It doesn't work, guys. He's too good. Joachim Andersen just leaving one on Mbappe. Free kick to the French, which Antoine Griezmann is going to swing in from the left-hand side. Cameras on Giroud. I suspect Varane and Upamecano are up. Good delivery there. Looked like Varane might get on it on the near post. Cornelius heads it out. He's probably right, actually, that it wasn't narrow enough, the defensive shape there. Not entirely sure why Varane didn't get to that. I think maybe just little inch too high, but corner to France, the world champions. Griezmann takes all these set plays, doesn't he? In it comes left-footed. Oh, it's not into the far post by, I think it was Varane that time. For a hot minute then, I thought that's going in the corner. Lloris clears that one away. One of the Danes, Nelson, is down holding his face. It was Varane. It's good defending, actually. He doesn't do a lot wrong with the header, does he, Varane? Glances it towards the far corner. Good defending by Marla there. Danes wouldn't feel massive underdogs, beating the French twice last year. Fair comment. Were you a fan of the magnificent Marcus Stewart? Don't. My favourite player of all time, Marcus Stewart. Well, my favourite Ipswich player of all time. Sad news that he's been diagnosed with motor neurone disease, which is, if you know anything about that, not a good thing at all. We wish him all the best, of course. There's an interview with Marcus Stewart, actually, I did. I almost saw that as I've completed YouTube now. We did that a few years ago. When you get to interview your favourite player, where can you go after that, hey? Dembele helps it on. Koundé's got up the line. Now, Denmark have got it, and there's no right back for France. Now, Griezmann has bailed him out well and truly there. Varane. Upamecano. Hernandez. Mbappe. Tchouameni. France on top now for about the last 5-6 minutes. Driven switch by Mbappe. Lovely ball. Dembele takes it. Wants to take on Marla. He's going to have another go now. You get the cross in. Dembele. Yes, he can. Good work. Giroud is up there. It was a good cross. With Andersen. Giroud's a bit silly there. If they wanted to, they can make something. It kind of slaps Andersen on the back of the head there. Interesting to see if FIFA shows a replay of that. No. They poured water on it. And don't want to hype it up like me, hey? Who's ready for Argentina, Mexico? Yes. Very much so. Maybe we'll watch that one as well. Shaylee's gone down to see, well, she's gone down to see her auntie and then her parents down in East Sussex and then down in Chichester. So I ain't got no parenting or any other chores to do. Dembele clips that one back. Koundé. Upamecano. Griezmann. Mbappe given away. Little one around the corner. Denmark trying to get away. Yes. Out it goes. Throw in to the French. 16:23 on the clock. France 0, Denmark 0. Keep those comments coming in, guys. Set the tone of the debate down there. Appeal en masse there from the French. No free kick given, and the ball's back with Kasper Schmeichel. In 92, Denmark won the Euros, yet they did not qualify. No. I think some issues. What was it? Bosnia, maybe? Yugoslavia, something. Someone couldn't play, and Denmark came in and won. John Jensen scored in the final, didn't they? Flemming Poulsen. I remember him scoring lots of goals for the Danes. I think they still had the Laudrups then, which was always a bonus, wasn't it? Yeah, they definitely did. I remember Brian Laudrup going to play for Glasgow Rangers later on in the 90s. Yugoslavian War, yeah. Not good. Here's Koundé. Out it goes into the left back. Hernandez give and go with Mbappe. Hernandez comes charging through the middle. Tries to find Giroud. Can't. Comes another Denmark counter. Eriksson, little knockback to Marla. Højbjerg to Nelson. Christensen. Højbjerg. Anderson. That's good from the Danes. Just keeping hold of it. Forcing a French retreat. Not retweet. Retreat. Can't talk. Dear me. Idiot. Out steps Christensen. Fed down the lines. Looking promising now. Surely Dembele has fouled Marla there. No, he hasn't. Throw in. Oh, nice little slide in. Cornelius. Marla. Oh, tried to slip that one inside to Damsgaard. Couldn't quite make it. Oh, interesting there. Mbappe made the run across and is pulled down. The referee says there was two players covering and thus it wasn't a denial of an obvious goal scoring opportunity. It was a very cynical foul. They know how quick Mbappe is. And Andreas Christensen there. Let's have a look at the replay. Griezmann plays it through. It's just horribly cynical. It's a rugby tackle. And I suspect we'll get some comments saying that, yes, I know by the letter of the law that's a yellow card because you can argue he doesn't deny an obvious goal scoring opportunity, but it's absolute cheating of the highest level, rugby tackling the fastest player in the World Cup when he's running pretty much in on goal. And I know the laws don't identify players. It's not one rule for Mbappe and one rule for, I don't know, Teddy Sheringham, but yeah. Oh, crossed in. Rabiot with the header. Good save by Schmeichel. Closest anyone's come thus far. I think we've had this debate a fair few times that there may need to be some kind of broadening of the wording there for those type of cynical fouls. The ones that stop counterattacks as well. I know that one was a lot more blatant where Mbappe's just basically been rugby tackled on his way running down towards goal. But yeah, something that for me that needs to be completely outlawed. So I wouldn't have a problem with that being a red card. I have to say a rugby tackle on him. You know, it's just not cricket, is it? Hey, I said retreat the first time. Retweet. Retreat. Jesus, he's fast. Oh, yes, he is. Haaland is quick. Surprised me seeing his size. I saw Haaland play this season against Nottingham Forest. He scored a hat-trick. I can't really say whether he's quick or not because he pretty much played the whole game in the penalty box because whilst Man City had 75 attacks and won 6-0. There's the save by Schmeichel. One you would expect him to make, but he does it effectively nonetheless. Roy, welcome. A live watch along. Liam, great to see you, my friend. And a hi to everybody. We are currently enjoying France 0, Denmark 0. There is a rule regarding a genuine attempt for a ball, but not acted upon. Yeah, I agree with you, Russ. Something needs to be done there. I don't blame the ref. Honestly, I don't blame the player either because he knows while he's sandwiched in between two other centre-backs, he's going to get away with it. But I would have no issue with that being a red card. The foul by Christensen on, let's say it as it is, the rugby tackle by Christensen on Mbappe. Very, very cynical. Cornelius just caught Johan Giroud as well. He's not called Johan Giroud. He's called Olivier Giroud. Why am I getting mixed up? I wonder who I'm getting confused with there. Johan. Yeah, there we go. If that rule was introduced, then City and Liverpool, I'll plead the fifth on that. But look, I don't blame Mike. I don't blame any team for pushing the rules as far as they can go. That's just competition for you, isn't it? Yeah, Johan Giroud, exactly. He played for Arsenal as well, didn't he? Johan, what was he? Swiss? Giroud, centre half. Yeah, he was never all it was cracked up to be, was he? Never reached the heights we thought he might. So yellow cards now for Christensen and Cornelius. It's 2-0 on the card count. It's 0-0 on the goal count. France are on top now. Denmark were pretty much there for the first 8-10 minutes, weren't they? But that header from Varane from the corner and the one from Giroud that Schmeichel saved. Pressure's on now. Haven't quite got Mbappe into the game. Denmark have done well on the duels over there. Johan, but are we just saying the names of footballers now? I can do that in the pub for hours. Giroud, woefully underappreciated. Not this World Cup, he's not, is he? Swiss footballer extraordinaire. What are we talking about, Christopher? I think he's having a conversation with someone else in the chat. There you go. I'll put it up anyway. Well, they found a French dude with something silly on his head and a couple of Danish ladies with something silly on their heads. It's the World Cup, everybody. Wear something silly on your head. I do it every day. Hey, but 25-17 on the clock. France goal kick. Lloris is going to go short. No, he's not, because they never go short when I say... Yes, he is. To Upamecano. Out into the left-back area. Hernandez, Rabiot drops in. Back to Lloris. Oh, light one there from Lloris to Koundé, who gives it away. Unsurprisingly, they're a bit of a hospital ball. Denmark have it in the centre-back area. Anderson. Now, that's very, very interesting. Keep an eye on that. It looks like since Christensen has been yellow carded, Denmark have swapped Anderson into the middle of the back three. They don't want a player on a yellow card in the middle of their back three. Keep a look on that. See whether that was just temporary and he was just covering for something. Doesn't look like it though. It looks like they've switched Christensen. Strangely, they've switched Christensen, who's on a yellow card, closer to Mbappe, who's no doubt a yellow card achieving machine. Yohan Cabaye. I once saw Yohan Cabaye play for Crystal Palace in a League Cup game against Ipswich. I think both sides made 15 changes or something that day. Souness called Giroud lucky to be in this team. I mean, he is right, isn't he, Souness? Because Benzema would be playing if he wasn't injured. But I suppose being lucky isn't the same as not being good, which he is. Mbappe tries to keep that one in. Throw in Denmark down the right. Christensen. Eriksen. Christensen. They got a bit of a lucky bounce there. Lindstrom tries to cross it in. Charged down by Hernandez. Denmark just getting back into it now. Little flip down the line for Eriksen. And out it goes for another goal kick to Hugo Lloris. That's about as much of an effort as you get for an accent from me. Let's just get this group up. Live league table as it stands. Looks a little something like that. So obviously we've added a point on for France and a point on for Denmark. Australia have won 1, lost 1. Tunisia drawn 1, lost 1. If the French win, they'll obviously go on to 6, and Denmark will be on 1. So the French would be through if they won. But here come the Danes. Lindstrom just trying to get around Upamecano, who saves the corner, but it will be a throw-in to the Danes. Oh, nice turn by Lindstrom's. I was going to say he's having a good time of it down there, but Hernandez just gets in front to shepherd that one out. And it's another goal kick to the French. What do I think of Argentina tonight? Pressure on them will be huge. Yeah, I think they might well turn up tonight, the Argentines. As you say, it's pretty much win or bust, isn't it? Having lost that first game to Saudi. Poland have added some pressure today with their win. Mbappe into the box, puts the cross into the back post. Koundé arriving. Koundé hits the shot and it is blocked. None too elegantly, but fairly effective. I think it might be Højbjerg, mightn't it? Mbappe going full on acceleration there. Who makes this block? Yeah, it was Højbjerg. Central midfielder behind his centre halves there to make the block. Still early doors, as Big Ron would say. Absolutely. I haven't seen any of Poland, Saudi, so I can't comment on any saves. Although apparently the Polish keeper, Szczesny, was very good. How's my man Christensen doing, Ben? Fine? Yeah? He's up against Mbappe, so he's got a long afternoon ahead of him. He started all right. I suspect those Denmark defenders will completely define this by, as long as it says France 0, they're probably happy with how things are going. Here is Christensen. Oh, they have switched back in terms of that back three. It was obviously just a temporary. Christensen is back in the middle now. disregard that idea that they might move him when he's on a yellow card. Thought it might have been a bit extreme. Lindstrom, I think that's going to be a goal kick. Yeah. One of those ones where it quickly bounced off the defender and back onto the attacking player. Oh, no. And then it bounced back onto the defender, Upamecano. Should have been a corner, that, I think. The Saudi penalty was stoppable. Both keepers played well. I think Annie is saying much the same there. Goal kick France. Lloris takes 32 on the clock. Giroud flicks it up. Throw into France, which Koundé takes. Hernandez at left back. Upamecano tries to fire it all the way through. I don't think it was meant for Griezmann, but he picks it up. Now here comes Mbappe. Started to accelerate, tried a backheel, and essentially the wrong choice there from Mbappe. Griezmann, Giroud, Griezmann into the box. Griezmann, great play, hits the shot, parried out. Dembele knocks it off. Tchouaméni back to Dembele, volleys it, blocked. France are really asking a lot of questions here. They don't have to load up the box once someone does find their way in there. Koundé, Tchouaméni. Upamecano, Dembele. It's good from France. Koundé, Dembele, Koundé. Oh, excellent. Koundé crossing position, loads of space, sticks it into the back stick. It's good defending there. I think that might have been Christensen as well, mightn't it? Covering from right wing back. He heads it out again, only as far as Rabiot. Rabiot hits the shot. I can now tell you officially that Christensen of Leeds is having a good game. He's just made about 3 interceptions in the space of about 15 seconds. Did well there. Simple, but just get in the way sometimes, isn't it? Giroud must be in the running, one of the oldest World Cup players. How old is he? 35, 36? I think Thiago Silva must be the oldest, mustn't he? 38? Anyone older than that? Another free kick to the French. Tchouaméni is down. I think that might be Cornelius, has already been booked. That was excellent from Griezmann. Just working the keeper from the really hard angle. Ask the question, for goodness sakes. Canada's Hutchinson, 39. Diego Godin. Some few very good veterans here who've had great careers. Still playing, pushing their 40s. How do they do it? Free kick France, Griezmann. Pops that one in looking for Giroud. Headed out by Anderson. It's a good point. Yeah, Ronaldo's 37, isn't he? The golden oldies. Here comes a Danish counter-attack. They are 3 on 4. Can they work it? They have. Cornelius into the box. Cornelius hits the shot. Oh, he puts it wide. Ooh. Nice opening there for the Danes. They worked it pretty well, actually, I have to say. When you're going to play against France, your chances might be few and far between. I think as a striker, you've got to hit the shot from there. I don't blame him for not crossing out. How much did he miss by? Not much. I think Lloris has got it covered, hasn't he? But encouraging, I guess, for Denmark. They know they can work themselves an opportunity. We always know with those, anything across the keeper opens up the possibility for anybody arriving in the box, doesn't it? Mbappe. Hernandez. Mbappe. Chouameni. He'll slip inside. Giroud. It's out to Koundé. Dembele. Nice. Put the brakes on there. Swings it all the way to the far post. And Mbappe volleyed cross. Oh, Giroud arriving. He wins the header, actually. I love the audacity of the volleyed cross there. Very good technique from Mbappe to stick that one across. Yeah, it's excellent, isn't it? Giroud, I'm not seeing much wrong with that challenge from Giroud. Wins it in the air. I think he's just too aggressive and too strong. Schmeichel's saying he's been pulled up for a foul. They're saying he jumped into him, I guess. Just looked like one person running into the challenge and one person static in the challenge. But there you go. Meslier will hopefully take over from Lloris in the future. Is he in the squad? I don't remember mentioning his name. Marla. Woo! Wake up. Dembele, who's done his defensive work fairly well, hasn't he? Scheuberg. Nice switch of play by him out to Christensen. Oh, Christensen, nice little dummy into the box. Christensen puts it across. It's a really good cross. Oh, dear. Yeah, Christensen holds out his hands and says, what else do you want me to do? Look at that. Nutmeg. See you later. And this cross I like it a lot. Right through the 6-yard box. Just want a striker to gamble on that. And it's tapping, isn't it? Someone just mentioned Cristiano. He would have gambled on that, wouldn't he? The old goal hanger he is now. Nothing wrong with that. Koundé with the throw for France. Knocks it forward, headed away by a blonde centre-back called Nelson. But here come France again. Counter with their own. Hernandez powering forward. He's been fouled, hasn't he? No. Interesting. Interested to see that one back. Referee seemed very convinced. Griezmann's won it back. It's all a bit basketball-y here. Anyone going to put their foot on the ball? No. Griezmann just tosses it into Giroud. And it's gone out for a Denmark throw-in. Okay, fair play to the ref. Yeah, Hernandez just fell over, didn't he? I assumed at that pace someone had got a little nick on him. No. Chouameni goes down very easily there. I'm not surprised Højbjerg was annoyed with that. Not a foul. Now, Dembele down the right, loads of space. He's onside. Dembele puts it across as a big miss. Kylian Mbappe arriving. Minimum there, he should work the keeper. Puts it way over the bar. I wonder whether that would have been... It's tight, isn't it? Whichever way, he's either just offside or just onside there. But it's a big chance for Mbappe. Should have done better than he did, for sure. Great play from Christensen. Wasn't it? Cornelius trying to run in behind now. Upamecano wins it. And I think he's won a foul as well. Oh, he's struggled today. The France centre half. Yeah, Cornelius is probably on thin ice, actually. He's had a yellow card and 2 other fouls now. Good morning from New Zealand. Welcome, Steve. Down under in NZ. Hiked up in the air by Christensen. Cornelius tries to win the header. It's gone to Mbappe. And he tries to run Christensen, runs it out of play. 41-20 on the clock. France 0. Denmark 0. Nicely poised. France have had the better of it, but it's not a big hammering or anything like that. Use the words like domination. Nah, not really. Nelson of Denmark switches to play. Christensen. Lindstrom nearly got a bit of a lucky bounce there, but we get a French counter now. They're 3-on-4 if they can progress this. No. Griezmann comes in. Tchouaméni. Koundé. Koundé travels up the line. Give and go with Dembele. And the yellow card is out again. Who's gone in the book now? Jules Koundé has been yellow carded. Ouch. Just a bit late there on Victor Nelson. Silly thing is there, he's going in kind of 50-50 type thing. If he actually wins that, Nelson's the one who makes the first. It's one of those where both players arrive, whoever gets there even like a 10th of a second first. He's taking the hit and the other person's going in the book. Hillman looks like he sent someone to get ready, so I don't know whether this is going to be a painful one actually on the ball of the ankle, isn't it? It's going to be a substitute. Both teams attacking, which is great. Yes. What a novelty that is, Helen. Both teams attacking. Sorry, I'm not going to make this about England, who didn't do a lot of attacking last night, did they? Anderson a move to right centre-back again. Seems very fluid, that back three, doesn't it? Who's your all-time best player for France and Denmark? Oh, I suppose it'd have to be Platini or Zidane for France, wouldn't it? Denmark, Michael Laudrup probably, wouldn't it? Peter Schmeichel not far off, I reckon. He would have got a good talking to as well as going in the book. There you go. I think he made the tackle in good faith, didn't he, Roy? But yeah, take your point. Unless you get there first, you're in bother, aren't you? Big diag there. That is a rubbish pass. Looking to go all the way from kind of right centre back there, Anderson, to high left wing back Marler, but didn't have it in his locker. Koundé takes the throw, and it's with Eriksson. Eriksson hits a shot in low from miles out there. If there's any good thing about the Wales, there was no good thing about the Wales defeat, Liam. I'll stop you there. But if there was, some of our Swans players will be back for championship fixtures soon in December. Who have you got out there, Liam? I think the Wales squad is the one with the most EFL players in by a mile, isn't it? Even the likes of Williams of Swindon and Gunter of Wimbledon in that Welsh squad coming back for the EFL. Nice little ball inside. One back by Tchouaméni. He leaves it for Varane. He's a very good player, Griezmann, isn't he? Sees the whole picture before the balls come to him, doesn't he? Maybe I'm stating the obvious there, but Mbappe, Tchouaméni, Rabiot. He's been quiet last 5 minutes. Rabiot again. Nice little dink like that. Mbappe on the left wing. Mbappe crosses right-footed. Poor ball by Kylian Mbappe, who's trying to make an impact on this game. Just struggling a little bit at the moment. He knows that was a not a very good cross. And it's a goal kick to Denmark, 46:15 on the clock. There was a minimum of 3-minute stoppage time. So we've got about another 90 seconds here. Cabango, Cooper, Allen. Get them back. France played Denmark in group stage 1998, 2018, and now 2022. Didn't they knock them out early on in 2002 as well, France and Denmark? I'm sure there was a big shocker there because France Senegal beat France, didn't they? And then possibly Denmark. Someone look that up for me. Did Denmark beat France in 2002 as well? In either Japan or South Korea. Koundé throws it in. Griezmann boots it up in the air. Hernandez can't control it. That's going Denmark's way. Rabiot wins it back. Griezmann round the corner. Last chance for a France attack in this half. And Mbappe smashes in the shot. Hits Giroud. Don't think it would have troubled Schmeichel. But like Giroud, for all the world, was trying to get out of the way of it as well. Dembele. Oh, that was fun. Double sliding tackle there from Griezmann and Marla. Both players jump up and get on with it. No problem there. Where was this shot going from Mbappe then? Don't think he hit it that hard, did I? I think Giroud might have been trying to glance a header on it. It's half time. It's 0-0 again. If this is another scoreless draw, I'm suing FIFA. I'll join that lawsuit. Apparently, FIFA have got no assets, though. You can't get a hold of anything, allegedly. Yeah, France probably the better side in that first half, but Denmark are not bad, are they? Reasonably tight stuff. You'd still make the French favourites to go on and win this one, but again, you wouldn't be massively shocked if Denmark did get something from this. What do the numbers say then? Do they back up our eye test? Let's see. By the way, get your questions in. Halftime Q&A. Ask some questions and they will be answered. Don't forget to hit like as well, even though I clicked on the wrong thing there. Interestingly, Denmark 51 on the possession to France's 49. I didn't expect that to be slightly the other way around, but XG, Denmark's is painfully low, isn't it? 0.05. France, 0.95. 13 shots to 2 sounds a bit drastic, doesn't it? But no big chances. How many on target from the French? 4 on target. Yeah, so they've been the better side. Denmark fairly well set, like I said, but I guess particularly that save that Schmeichel made from Giroud's header, and the biggest chance was for Mbappe, wasn't it? Arriving from the cutback from Dembele. So had they had their shooting boots on, they've had the chances to be in the lead. Once again, let's just tune in with Group D. And this is the live as things stand table. There it is. France top as things stand. If they were to take the lead in this one, they'd obviously go up to 6, Denmark down to 1. That would see the French going through today, which is always helpful. Obviously, only then in the last game could Australia catch the French. 6 points to 3, obviously. Right. Any comments? Any questions? Get them in. We talk about what you like over halftime. Give me your second half predictions as well. But halftime Q&A is normally the way forward. Let's get comfortable and get some comments in. What have we got in here? Vindaloo. Do you think they've modified the amounts of extra time, or was it concussions in the early games that stood out? I couldn't say for certain. I think they've modified it. I think they went too far because they did say there was a mandate, wasn't there? Moaning about the ball only being in play for under an hour or whatever. I think they went about it the wrong way. I just don't think that's how stoppage time works. I said a few times on the channel, the ball going out or someone clearing the ball into the stands could be a bit of really good defending. It's not the same as time wasting, is it? Or time that needs to be added on, in my opinion. I think there's different ways around it. We obviously had the 60-minute timekeeper, 30-minute halves question. Would you actually get more ball in play if you did that? The stats say you would, but again, change is hard and things take time, don't they? So, although the concussions obviously were an issue in a couple of those games, in a couple of them, it just felt like signalling, didn't it? And FIFA trying to make a point. Keep your questions coming in. I can't read that one out. That's probably libelous. What have we got here? After yesterday's game, did Jude's value go down? Sounds stupid, but probably. That's only because of the silly way that the transfer market works. I mean, if it went down after yesterday, it certainly went up a hell of a lot in the first game, didn't it? So, I mean, yes and no, isn't it, in terms of values? Bellingham's still a hugely viable prospect for sign him, stick him on an 8-year contract or something. He'd be top player probably for all of that. So, yeah, I know what you mean. It was a quiet one for Bellingham and Rice. To be honest, you tell me in England play who did, apart from maybe Maguire, head-it, kick-it stuff. But, I think anyone really from the two holders, the three, Mount, Saka and Sterling and Kane, no one really played well, did they? So what I'll say is if Jude's value went down, everybody else's did as well. So there you go. Were the Brazilians the most impressive so far, in your opinion? It's a difficult one to answer, Angel, because I haven't seen everybody. I didn't see the Spain game, and I know they won 7-0. After one game apiece, I thought the French were more impressive than the Brazilians, even though I think the Brazilians had a harder game against Serbia. So I kind of have to reserve judgments because I'm now halfway through my second French game. So, yeah, I've probably still got France ahead of Brazil in terms of who I've found the most impressive. But I did enjoy Brazil. At least it's better than the England game. Yeah, that was frustrating, wasn't it? I'm at work. How's this game so far? Fairly tight on the eye, but the numbers seem to say that France are, if they were 1-0 up, I don't think anyone would be arguing saying they didn't deserve it. It has stopped time wasting. That's a matter of opinion, isn't it? Maybe it has. Hard to prove or disprove that, isn't it? Book them for time wasting. Yeah. Lewandowski and Zielinski are back in business. Szczesny was brilliant. Polska, up the Poland. Good win for the Poles. Southgate to go after this World Cup, in my opinion. Yeah, we'll keep an eye on that. We will keep an eye. I think his contract's for the next one as well. So it all depends how it goes, doesn't it? If he, if England look viable and they give the big, what we think are the more powerful nations, France, maybe Germany, Brazil, Argentina. I know a couple of those have had defeats already, but they give them a good game, then maybe he won't. I want to see how we do against Wales. If we perform like that again, then it's very worrying. Yes. I think it's a different game against the Welsh. I have to say, I know I do sound like Southgate there. He always says, it's a different opponent. It's a different game. You're going to play differently in every game. But yes, I think we need to see an England win against the Welsh. What else have we got? How did Phil Foden not come on for England? I mean, I can answer that question literally because the manager didn't bring him on. But the answer from the manager was it wasn't about Foden as such. It was that they wanted to put Rashford's speed and Grealish on the ball there. So maybe we'll see him in the next game, Foden. But Foden's great. It's just difficult. I don't want to be one of these people that obsesses about players that aren't playing. I don't know how productive that'll be, and I do stand by the fact that if you stuck Phil Foden in from the start yesterday against USA, say you put him in Saka's spot because Saka was quiet as anything, wasn't he? And the rest of the England performance had the same vibe. I don't think it would have made much difference having him there. I have to be honest about it. I think unless it's a real player that your entire team plays through, which Foden isn't, and Southgate isn't setting England up that way, where it's a one-man team, where it's you sort of Brazilians, where they're trying to get the ball to Neymar at every single point. So yeah, but I think we might see Foden against Wales now. We'll see. Southgate is uninspired, I'm afraid. Yeah, I have to define that. Who would replace Southgate? God. None of the top managers want to be the England manager, do they? So my argument always is that international football is so different to club football that, to me, it's not actually that relevant how good a club manager is, because it's such a different pursuit, than club management. And you look at the Germans, and right the way through, they had Joachim Löw on the bench, training up, and then he became the manager for like 10 years or whatever. So I think that's the way. Unless, of course, you get very lucky and you have a very good club side with lots of English players in, which is probably what should have happened in the 90s. Probably should have just built it all around the class of 92, shouldn't they? But is there anybody in the Welsh team that would get into the England squad? Anybody in the Welsh team that would get in the England squad? I mean, for most of the last 10 years, Bale obviously would have, but anymore, I'm not so sure. Ramsey would have been close, wouldn't he? I don't know. Central midfield? Pass. Possibly not, actually. I wonder why Sir Alec never took the England job. He didn't fancy it, did he? You can't have your best player on the bench. Well, I mean, it's a matter of, we're well into the realms of subjectivity there, because it's an opinion as to who the best player. I think it's a fair argument that Harry Kane's the best player in the England squad. But no, generally you either play your best players or you build your team around your best players. And look, we don't see them train, and he's obviously down the pecking order, isn't he? If you're still talking about Foden. Ben, should Calvin Phillips start versus Wales? He hasn't put him on. Should he be in stronger lineup with Foden and I don't think Phillips will start against Wales. If we hadn't seen him off the bench yet, I don't see him immediately starting, because there's some questions against his fitness. So shame we didn't get the win. I would have liked to. I think it was crying out for a three-man midfield. It was crying out for Phillips, or a player that could keep the ball and circulate the ball, wasn't it? So I don't disagree with you guys. If you could have had Rice and Phillips backing up Bellingham a little bit closer, rather than that big gap up to Mount and, it not being connected. So, yeah, I get where you guys are coming from with that, but we just don't know how fit he is, do we? So, there we go. Hold on. Qualification is what it's all about. Yeah, we know all that stuff. Peter, marathon, not a sprint, also the best teams in the world. But I suppose after a poor performance, it is not unreasonable to be concerned, isn't it? Yeah, Harry Wilson, that's not a bad shout, is it? Big fan of Harry Wilson, I have to say. Which national team miss you in Qatar? I don't know what that means. Haaland is English. Yeah, it's a shame, that one, isn't it? That ship sailed. I bet the Germans would have managed to convert him, wouldn't he, if he'd had any German in him? So there you go. Great questions, guys. Really enjoying the chat and the debate. I love the way it moves. I love the fact that you and I have different opinions, and I respect your opinion. You respect my answers, and we try and hopefully, if someone says something to me and they disagree, then either I think about what they've said and I learn something, or they think about what I've said and they learn something. So it's good. I like it a lot. I like it. James, England only the point against Wales to ensure top spot. So why put out your best squad? It'd be interesting to see what he does, actually. I suppose the reason for putting the full team out is to get rhythm and get momentum after a pretty limp performance, let's just say. They just come back to the ITV coverage, so we're probably only a couple of minutes away here. Will Phillips be in the second half? Well, look, you start getting to the point with, and I'm talking about Maddison. I know Maddison didn't get called up kind of injured, did he? He was called up and then he got an injury in the last game. And but Walker and Phillips were very much monitoring. I really do want to see those two, even if it's for 5 minutes at the end. I just want to see them running around, basically, and knowing that they're ready to go. I would probably trust Walker more than Phillips there, because I think the injury was a little bit less, or had a bit less gravitas. I know Phillips was a hip injury, and weird ones, can't they? Really affect your movement. So looking forward to Declan Rice putting in a shift versus the Welsh. Always putting a shift versus the Welsh, eh? Right. We are back out for the second half. Substitute for the Danes, Cornelius, who was on a yellow card and had 2 other fouls. So I think we can read between the lines and know exactly why he's been substituted, has come out. Braithwaite, who used to play for Middlesbrough, didn't he? Am I right there? Someone will correct me. And then didn't he end up at Barcelona? Strangely. Let me just bring him up on my iPad here. Braithwaite, Martin Braithwaite, Espanyol. Come on, this has got to say Middlesbrough. I'm going to be unhappy. There you go. Toulouse to Middlesbrough. I think that was at the point where Middlesbrough wasted a load of money on Ashley Fletcher, Braithwaite, and what was his name? He used to play for Peterborough. Asombalonga. Will James Maddison be in midfield? I don't think James Maddison will start any games in this World Cup. I think if he's used at all, it'll be off the bench. And I'm not sure he will even be used then, because I think Southgate likes Grealish better in that role. So, yeah. Read into that what you will, if I'm in any way correct. Let me just bang through the teams for you guys. We're into the second half, although Dembele is coming in off the right-hand side. Dembele to Mbappe. Mbappe, little dink through. Rabiot goes loose and it's hooked out up in the air. They have cleared their lines, which means I can do the teams. Let's do that right now, ladies and gentlemen. For the French, Lloris, Koundé, Varane, Upamecano, Hernandez, Rabiot, Tchouameni, Dembele, Griezmann, Mbappe, and Giroud. For the Danes, Schmeichel, Anderson, Christian Nelson, Christensen, Mahler, Højbjerg, Eriksson, Lindstrom, Damsgaard. It says Cornelius up there as he's been substituted, and Braithwaite is on up front for the Danes. I'm going to do a time sync in a minute. It's France 0, Denmark 0. Going to do one at 47 minutes, okay? So if you want to get hooked up, completely lined up with me, we'll be at 47 minutes in 3, 2, 1, sync. Bosh. There it is. Or as I say to my daughter very regularly every day, there it is. You have to do it in that voice because she's got loads of little books where you flip up the the thing and you find it. And if you say, there it is, and clap, she gets very excited, which is very cute. And hopefully teaches her reward when she opens the thing. There we go, parenting 101, 101. I'm sure many of you in the chat have got much older children than I have and know way more about it than me. But we're trying our best here. As my mother said, it's all you can do. Try your best, eh? Is there an Englishman at all who likes Southgate's England? I'm behind Southgate's England. I really like them in Euros. In comes the cross from the left hand. That's a lovely cross. It was Ericsson, wasn't it? No wonder the applause comes in from Braithwaite, who's attacking that one. Look at that for a cross. You love that, wouldn't you? Problem was, Braithwaite went near post. Look at that touch by Dembele as well. Filth. Some beautiful super slow-mo skill there, well captured by FIFA. 0-0. Give us a goal, please. How are we doing for watch-along status for goals? Let's figure this out. We've had 2 0-0s now, which, in the words of Shania Twain, don't impress me much. And people like to moan about them. Here come Denmark. Through the middle. Oh, there's a man out wide the whole time there. I think it was Christensen. He has eventually got it now. Christensen knocks it inside. So, this World Cup, we've had Qatar 0, Ecuador 2, England 6, Iran 2, USA 1, Wales 1. Oh, it's in the box again. I think Ericsson just leave it off it. Let me just add up the goals. We'll see how we're doing for an average. They're not going to let me do this, are they? Here comes Mbappe. Mbappe down the left. Mbappe puts in with his right foot. Dembele hooks it back to Mbappe. Schmeichel does well to come and smother. Right, 2. The good thing is we had 8 goals in one game, didn't we? 2, 10, 12, 15, 20, 22, 24. So I've had 24 goals in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And this is the 10th. So we're still at 2.4 goals per game. But yes, killing me, these 0-0s. And we have had Morocco and Croatia. And England and the USA. 0-0. Braithwaite tries a reverse ball there to Lindstrom. Corner to Denmark. Trouble with English supporters is expectations. Should we be changing our coaching setup? Is that the problem? I would agree that the expectations are high. I would say as well, that's not just an English fan's problem, though I think that's just a football fan's problem as well. Realism against hope. And who am I to rain on anybody's hope? Here's Ericsson then with the corner for Denmark from the right. In it comes. Ericsson pings it all the way to the back post. It's headed back across. Well worked. Lloris, though, does well. Climbs up and catches that one. Good corner from the Danes. Will you watch Canada tomorrow? I quite like to watch Canada. What is going on tomorrow? Japan, Costa Rica. I'm not missing Spain, Germany for sure. I'll let you guys know about tomorrow. I need to speak to HQ. Probably won't get to watch Canada, in all honesty. If it's 4, I probably won't be able to do both the 4 and the 7 game. Maybe a little bit tricky. Let's focus on this one for now. It's France 0, Denmark 0. Can we have some goals, please? World Cup. Not finding it easy. Yeah, that was my fault today, Mr. Radio Flood. I didn't know what I was going to do today. because I wanted to do a video on England. So I did that this morning. You can check that out on the channel. Then I had to go to work, and I got back from work, and it was like 3 o'clock. And I thought, can I fit this game in? So I quickly whacked up the stream there and then. So yeah, we'll try and get it done earlier in the morning. This morning, unfortunately, I had to look after Enid while Shaylee was getting everything ready to go and drive down south. So I had keeping baby alive priorities. Excuse me. Sorry, everybody. It's not contagious. It's been a long while since we had one of them. I've had COVID now, so I can't joke about it. Dembele slides it through, and Mbappe can't quite get there. Good sweeper keeper from Kasper Schmeichel, Griezmann. And it's out to Hernandez, left back. Upamecano, Germani. It's very loose now. I mean, I kind of quite like it. Ball's pinging about all over the shop. It's back with Kasper Schmeichel now. We just had a little sequence of it going from one row of defenders to the other about 4 times in 45 seconds or something. All good fun. Christensen, Anderson, Eriksen, bit of space for Denmark's best creative player, probably. Little knock inside. Ooh. Braithwaite just got inside Hernandez then. And you wondered if there's a thicker contact, that's got penalty written all over it. He should have gone down then. I know we don't like diving, but they'd have had to have a look at that, wouldn't they? Do I need a tissue? I'm all right. I think there's a baby wipe here. So if I do need to blow my nose, I'll be okay. The joys of parenthood. Eriksen. In comes the corner to the back post. Lobbed back in. Stick that in the net anyway. Offside flag has gone up now. I think Braithwaite not getting out quick enough. Yeah, it's 2 of them offside. In the middle there. And the French start to try and build again. It's over to the right-hand side. Giveaway there. Good spell, actually, this for Denmark. Been on top for the last 5 minutes or so. Crossed in by Lindstrom. Raphael Varane clears it. And the Danes have won it back. France can't get on the ball at the moment. As soon as I say that, Griezmann just nicks it off Christensen. And Mbappe, look at that turn. Now look at the speed. Here he goes. And Mbappe towards the box. And Mbappe, great feet, drives the shot. And it's tipped over, I think. Olivier Giroud just got in his way there. But what a thrilling player Mbappe is when he gets going. Love to watch him. Should have gone down like Ronaldo. I don't want to agree with you, Jim W., but I do. He's got that about him that original Ronaldo Nazario had. That force of nature that you can shove me, you can try and tackle me, but you ain't going to knock me down. Maradona had that as well, didn't he? Not quite as quick as, say, those two players, but obviously no one had close control like Maradona, did they? Hernandez. France 0, Denmark 0. Throw in to the French. Bounces back down toward Hernandez. Upamecano. Tchouaméni. It's fouled by Christensen on Hernandez. Varane plays that one out to Koundé. We had Denmark on top maybe a few minutes ago for a handful of minutes, but the French in the ascendancy again now. Inside it goes to Rabiot. Just winning the battle again. The French try and control this game. Dembele feints the cross and Mbappe tries an audacious turn. Doesn't quite pull it off, but I love his audacity to even try it. Oh, if he'd managed to backheel that in between the two defenders, that would have been brilliant. Why do authorities never retrospectively punish diving? I guess, Jim, because you're essentially in mind-reading mode. So, Griezmann brings that one down on his chest. It's a good chance that just snatches at it, half volleys it over the bar. He did the first bit beautifully. He makes the run from outside in. He's onside. Look at the chest control. Perfect. Oh, finish far from perfect. Going back to the question, why do the authorities never retrospectively punish dive? Because you're in mind-reading mode, aren't you? It can look like somebody dived and they might have just fallen over, and the only person that ever knows is the player. And then we get, what is the thing? Revealed preferences versus stated preferences or whatever. Denmark had a chance there to get Marla in. The idea that people don't tell the truth on surveys. If you asked 100 whoever about whatever, a lot of them would not tell the truth. Deschamps gets loads of stick domestically for negative tactics and Rabiot and Griezmann. Sounds familiar, doesn't it? Although I suppose the French fans have had some glory. 3 trophies since 98. Here is Mbappe. Left wing, cuts inside. Mbappe knocks it on. Hernandez cuts it back. Mbappe sticks it into the back of the net. Oh, it's his second goal of the tournament. He had a brilliant run a minute ago. This time he went for the give and go. He didn't try and do it all himself. But the French superstar does it again. Mbappe scores. France 1, Denmark 0. Get your thoughts in via the comments. The French lead. It wasn't the cleanest finish, but Mbappe is so direct, isn't he? His 30th goal for France. People joking about that. The fact that Giroud's got the record, that's getting broken, isn't it? In a couple of years by Mbappe. Engages the fullback. I'd like to see a freeze frame on Hernandez there. See exactly where it is. I don't think he's offside, but impossible to tell until you see it frozen from the side angle. It's a big deflection, that as well, doesn't it? Tries to get the block on it, and the deflection is decisive as well. Just lifts it up and over where Kasper Schmeichel is going to make the dive. Have they checked the VAR? I suppose they are doing so. Well, we wait. Giroud is coming out. French striker. In comes Thuram. There we go. Finally, I assume that's Lilian Thuram, means that's his son just come on. Nice give and go. It was lovely, wasn't it? Lovely goal. Yep, the VAR check is all okay, and we've kicked back off the French lead, and they will qualify. And this is where it starts to get involved a little bit with England, doesn't it? Just bring the groups up. I'll try and memorize this properly. But I believe if we had England winning Group B and France winning Group D, they would then meet in the quarterfinals. Although I did a silly upset, I think, in this game, in my predictions. That ain't happening by the looks of it. But there are the French atop of Group D, and they will indeed be qualifying today. Tunisia and Denmark can no longer catch the French if they win this game. Thuram Senior was a baller. What a player he was. God. An incredible defence, didn't they? The France 98 team. Let me remember. It was Buffon. Not Buffon. Barthez was the keeper. Lizarazu and Thuram were the fullbacks, with Laurent Blanc and Marcel Desailly the centre-backs, with Deschamps as well in front and Petit as well. I just didn't concede any goals, did they? Oh, dear. My grandma had a friend called Lillian back in the 70s that she used to go to bingo with. That is delightful. Ogma, electronic deep soul music. Lillian. 64 on the clock. France lead. Oh, is Thuram going to be able to get on the end of this one? It's a big shove in the back there from Højbjerg. No foul. Interesting. Zidane, yes, he was a star of that team. Petit was brilliant in 98. What a year he had. Do a bit of name dropping. I saw him a few weeks ago. Petit. Where we do the EFL show for ITV, literally do ESPN down the next corridor. And I think on the same day I saw Petit, Zola and Stam. I think they were doing a Manchester United match. Can't remember which one it would have been. I was too busy doing important stuff. 65 gone, France 1, Denmark 0. Big hoof clearance there. Varane wins the header. Throw in to the Danes, who now need to just push the envelope a little bit more attacking wise, else they are going down 1-0 in this one. Remember that last round of matches, and we are then into the simultaneous matches then. Bring it up for you on the screen. Oh, nice cross to the back post, gone loose. Oh, Varane's clearance hits his own man. I think it's Koundé. And they don't get the bounce. Oh, big tackle there by Chermany. Got to time that right. So got very frantic in the midfield. Whilst I try and also find you where this group ends. Oh, God's sakes. It's going to be Wednesday, isn't it, next week? Let me click on that. There you go. So there is the last round of fixtures. In fact, we'll just let this Denmark attack play out. They're in the box. Lindstrom hammers the cross in. He gets another go. Hooks it up to the back post. Going to be a corner, though. Ball already went out. There you go. So it's Australia, Denmark, Tunisia, France on the last games. The Aussies do have 3 points from today. So there is still a chance for the Danes, even if they do lose today. In comes the cross. So it's headed down and into the back of the net. There is the equaliser. It's Christensen from the set play. It's nodded down. He arrives in, and it is France 1, Denmark 1. Disregard everything I just said about the groups. We can reset all of that. There is the equalising goal. Lloris looks a bit forlorn. They didn't really have much chance with that. They didn't win the first header, and there was no contest on the second one because Christensen was the only player on the move. He just stole in front of Rabiot. It was Anderson who put the flick in first. We can have a discussion about Christian's rugby tackle on Mbappe when he was trying to run him on goal early in the first half, but he's on the pitch and he's scoring for the Danes, and it is 1-1. Rabiot, with a bit of a high foot, tries to stop him. But there, my friends, is the equaliser. So all change in terms of the state of play. And also, in terms of England as well, if the French were to not win this group, England would avoid them in the quarterfinals. Maybe getting ahead of myself, but what are you going to do? Whoa, get in. Yes, go on. This could get going now. Was Elmander Danish? So wasn't he? He spoke with Bolton, is that right? No, he's Swedish, Mr. Radio Floyd. Oh, nice back heel by Koundé. Lovely stuff. Here comes Dembele into the box. Dembele didn't really ever have control of that, did he? Yuri Djorkaeff. Woof. Love it. A Bolton Wanderers legend, Yuri Djorkaeff. I think he was in both of those squads, wasn't he? 98 and 2000, the glorious French squads. Lloris. And we could get an interesting last 20 minutes of this one. Let's bring you the group tables again. It's as you were. So France currently on 4 points. Australia are on 3 points. Denmark would be on 2. Tunisia would be on 1. And I suppose we would go into the last day in the anyone could qualify mode. Obviously, the chances of Tunisia beating the French are unlikely, but they could. And Australia and Denmark play each other, so anything can happen in that game. All nice and evenly poised. I suppose the dream outcome for England is that the French draw today, and they also draw with the Tunisians on the last game. Unlikely, I know. And then whoever wins the other game may be able to sneak past them. And maybe in Cloud Cookie Land with that. And Mbappe swings the cross in. Schmeichel grabs it. You never know. The poor old French. Well, they're not losing, but they have just conceded. If this is a draw, beat Australia and the Danes are through, aren't they? Pass. Let me just double check that. They would go to 5 points. Yes, and someone would have to not get 5 points in the other game. So, oh no, yeah, it would just be, yeah, they would be. So this would look very good for Denmark in terms of taking second place in this group. Prefer them to take top spot in this group, but there you go. Here they come. Once again, Eriksson, Højbjerg, Anderson. God, imagine they could get a winner. Add that to Saudi Arabia beating Argentina and Japan beating Germany. Woof. Højbjerg, Eriksson, Having a good spell now, Denmark. You'd think they would need to score now, as I'm sure the French are going to have another wave at some point. Oh, in comes the cross low. Oh, good shot. Is he going to fall? Oh, nearly. So nearly for the Danes there. He had good, strong hands there, Lloris. If he'd not, that was going to drop straight in for Braithwaite to just stick into the empty net. Good save, that. Really good goalkeeping. If he doesn't push that out and away, Braithwaite is just wrapping that into the back of the net. Woof. Oof. Dolberg is coming in for Damsgaard of Brentford. So substitution for the Danes. It is number 12, Kasper Dolberg of Sevilla. In comes the corner. Eriksson knocks it in, headed half clear. A little feed from Eriksson. He's got a bit lucky there. Eriksson now, edge of the box. Eriksson hits the shot, blocked. He's knocked it back homeward. Into the channel out for Christensen. Good touch by Christensen. Good play. Tries to beat Griezmann, who's just a little, he's like a wasp, isn't he? Griezmann, he's just like bouncing about everywhere. Right, here come the show-off French. They're going to bring on some Champions League players. It's Konate and Coman are going to come in. Varane's coming out for Konate. Don't know if that's a fitness thing. Centre-half switch there. Coman will either be Mbappe or Dembele. So Mbappe's not coming off, is he? Yeah, so Dembele will come out for Coman, which I think happened last time. He didn't really think they would be top. I didn't want to be quirky and different. I deplore that position, but I was trying to find the upset somewhere, Annie. We can't just have Argentina go through, Germany go through, Spain go through, France go through, England go through, Brazil go through. They won't all go through. I was trying to pick out where it was going to be. Oof. Oh, I think it's reactions to the other stuff. Matt will be missing out in the chat or on Argentina live stream. Maybe. Good lad, Matt. The French are leaving the channel open for the Danes. Maybe. Maybe so. I think it's the World Cup, but there's no outstanding team also. Maybe. Are you going to re-sign Jordan Rhodes off us, Benjamin? Wouldn't have thought so, no. Never say never. Signed Richard Keogh, so he used to play for Huddersfield, didn't he? Mbappe. Griezmann in the 10. Little slide through. First contact there were Mbappe trying to get into the box. Little step over. Sorry, who was I falling over there? Thuram. First contact won by Thuram. Looks like they will. You never know. Someone will mess it up. Is shouting aggressive as a goalie requirement? Absolutely. Blame Peter Schmeichel, who we've seen pictured at this game today, for that. Although Bruce Grobbelaar was quite one for it, wasn't he? Corner. Griezmann, left-footed, headed away. Coman. Mbappe's popped up on the right wing. Nice little trick, crosses left-footed. Very two-footed. If Argentina lose tonight, are they going to think they are? I haven't looked at the group yet, but I think that's right, isn't it? Did Mexico get a point in the first game? Yeah, if it be, just needs to be a 4-point gap, doesn't it? Here is Upamecano. Rabiot. Koundé. Coman. Where's Coman going? In ever decreasing circles. But he does indeed win a throw-on to the French. Rabiot's done well. Rabiot into the box. Tries to put the cross in, well blocked out by the goal scorer, Christensen. Good game, this. Enjoying it. You'd still make the French favourites, but there's only 13 to go. And the Danes have had a threat, haven't they? We'll bring the numbers up after this corner, which Antoine Griezmann will take. Left-footed, in it comes. Oh, how close was that? Tchouaméni arriving. I didn't quite catch. I think it must have been blocked out, that header. Oh, it's a very good block. He throws himself at it, Tchouaméni. I say very good block. He just hits Marlow. He doesn't know anything about it, does he? He's just trying to position himself right. And it just trickles around the post. Living on their nerves there, the Danes, aren't they? Another corner, Griezmann. In it comes. It's going to go all the way over everyone, but here's Coman. Coman's done well. Coman crosses in, headed down by Koundé. And wide. Right, someone clip that one out. If Denmark win, I'll bring you a case of red wine when I visit the UK next month. So that is now, that comment represents an official contract between myself and Stefan. It's another corner. France building up a load of pressure from these repeated set plays. Griezmann again. Left-footed, in it comes. Schmeichel gets enough on it. Little punch to the edge of the box. Hernandez crosses it back in. Oh, flying volley by Rabiot there. Not quite to Richarlison's standard of the other night. Tchouaméni and Camavinga, the new French midfielder at Madrid, the combined age of Cristiano. How old are they both? Like 19 and 18 or something? Incredible. I'm not rooting for Denmark, Annie. I promise. May the best team win. And I enjoy watching the French. Obviously, I'd like England to avoid the French, but hey, I'd just like England to win the next blooming game. Tick them off one by one, shall we? Anderson, Christensen. Leeds fans will be pleased with Christensen's performance. A few Premier League representatives. Damsgaard was fairly quiet, wasn't he? Anderson of Palace, formerly of Fulham, was good as well, wasn't he? Well, he's good, still on. We've just passed the 80-minute mark. It's France 1, Denmark 1. Cross comes in low to the near post. Oh, how close was that? Braithwaite. Oh, man. Dolberg got down the right-hand side, put the cross in low. Oh, side netting. He's bent it. Oh, it hits the outside of the post. Oh, how close was that? Lloris isn't getting that. It's a good effort by Braithwaite. Ooh. I said it, didn't I? France are favourites to win this still, even with 10 to go. But they do have that threat there, don't they? Wow. Oof. What's England doing? Because he's at anyway, dearie me. What a legendary moment on the channel that was. Elliot, hi, welcome. 81.01 on the watch along, 9 to go. Plus, well, hopefully more sensible stoppage time amounts. Rabiot's just jumped into his own central midfield partner, who has hit the deck. Rabiot's just going to apologise. Not entirely sure which part of his anatomy hit him. Oh, ouch, yeah. A knee into the torso, I think. Yeah. He ain't faking that. What a way to go, eh? Injured by your own player. Denmark are getting chances. So close there with Braithwaite outside of the post. I don't think Hugo Lloris was going to get that one, was he? Tchouaméni is back up. I'm rooting for Denmark because I don't want any team to win who's won it more than England. Are England the only team with one World Cup win? Is there anyone else? Spain have only got one, haven't they? How many have Uruguay got? Have they got 2? Is that right? I'm trying to think. Most of the people who have won it have got more wins. Argentina have got 2, haven't they? France have got 2. Italy have got 2. Germany have got 4 and Brazil 5. Is that right? Never praised the Welsh team. Anti-Welsh Swansea in that South Wales derby. What can I do? 20 and 22. I totally get your point, Vindaloo. Some fine young players in this French team. Goal kick to the French. Uruguay 2. Have Hungary got one? Don't think they have they? With all the nonsense going on, I don't know about this. What is the nonsense between Canada and the Croats? You'll have to enlighten me on such matters. Anderson. Ericsson. Nice switch out to Dolberg. Now, he was dangerous last time he went down this right-hand side. Dolberg, he's got Rabiot turning his back, puts the cross in, flies up in the air off Hernandez. Ericsson tries to get it back. Long-range shot, daisy cutter from Højbjerg. No good. Wide of the post. Norgard of Brentford is coming in for Lindstrom. That has the feel of a defensive substitution, doesn't it? Lindstrom's been playing up on the wing. Norgard, obviously a central midfielder, probably going to go to a 3 now. And Dolberg will go and play up top with Braithwaite. So it looks like Denmark are happy for the point on the basis of that substitution. Just shored up, gone to a midfield 3 there by the look of it. Unless they put Ericsson in a 10 position. Or is he going to sit in midfield? We'll find out in a minute, won't we? I think they're going to sit in midfield 3. Yeah, looks like it. Koundé. Clipped into the channel. Here's Coman. Griezmann. Griezmann crosses it back post. He's done it again. And Mbappe on the back post. He's virtually on the goal line. Probably goes in off his thighs. It's another goal for Kylian Mbappe. 3rd of the tournament. And he may well be the difference again. France 2, Denmark 1. Mbappe 2nd, 5 to play. Wonder if that cross would have gone in without Mbappe touching it. No sooner had they made the substitution to shore it up. The stat there says 14th goal in last 12 matches for France. He's so good, isn't he? And Mbappe double does the business for the French. I think he's just onside. No, the cross isn't going in. He does need to convert it, doesn't he? It's a great cross, though, isn't it? I would say bundled in by Mbappe on the far post. And just get something, anything on it. Too sharp, too smart. And he's on a hat-trick now. Mbappe, and he's on 3 for the tournament. I'm sure many, many people have him down for Golden Boot, don't they? Christensen. France 2, Denmark 1. Snowball of goals from Mbappe is growing. Level with Zidane. Good stat. Will he get in trouble for jumping the barrier? Probably, but I'm sure he doesn't care. Mbappe going out to celebrate with the fans. And so there you go. France 6 points, Australia 3, Denmark 1, Tunisia 1. France looking destined to play the winner of Group A in the quarterfinals. And I think we all know what that may mean. Could be Mbappe against England in the quarters. If they get that far, eek. Norgard. They've had a good fist of this, the Danes, but I've just got the XG tells the story. 2.35 versus 0.61 is heavy, isn't it? 20 shots to 8. Although they're still at it. Oh, Coman. Mbappe he was completely clear on the far side and he was onside in his own half. They couldn't quite get the ball out to him. We're so screwed, it's not even funny. Yes, I always had the feeling, even though I was terrified of the Germans in the Euros, I always had the feeling we'd give them a game. We beat them. When I look at France and Mbappe, I'm looking at this right now and after last night, I don't think England can beat them. I know that sounds very, very defeatist, but I'm just not seeing it. And I don't wish one of the superstars, unless he gets injured or suspended or something of that nature. Just feels a little bit too much to handle, doesn't he? 23 and level with Zidane. What can you say? I guess the only thing would be Zidane played lots of games in midfield, didn't he? And preferred setting up goals. Walker could take him. I hope. 3-5-2, Walker at right centre-back. Yeah, double up on him. Make plans. I'll still bring you the wine. You're doing a grand job. Well, thank you very, very much. It's not obligatory, is that the right word? France 2, Denmark 1. Mbappe, the star, again. Ericsson crosses in to nobody in particular. And Hernandez hoofs that clear. Is he going to get on the end of it? I think Mbappe is going to get on the end of it. Mbappe, oh, bit selfish there. He had a runner inside. I think it was Thuram. And Mbappe goes for the hat trick. He'll regret that. 6 minutes of stoppage time up. To a Watford and put 2 fullbacks on him. Yeah, that went well with Salah, didn't it? Yeah. Thuram. Good strong hold by him. Coman. Koundé. Back home. So we are 90:56 on the clock. Minimum 6 minutes of stoppage time. Oh, nice turn by Dolberg. Skillful bugger he is, isn't he? Dolberg tackled by Tchouameni. Oh, slipped into Braithwaite. It's a good back heel, actually. Nobody else read it. And the French win back possession. Good feat by Coman. Brilliant. He slips into Tchouameni, who's totally not on his wavelength. And out it goes. Substitution for the Danes. It's going to be one for the French as well. Alexander Bah is coming on. They're just showing the Hawkeye of the goal. Yeah, it's a blooming shirt sleeve, isn't it? Yeah. Nelson just leaning ahead there in the shirt sleeve enough. Griezmann comes out. Who's coming there? Fofana. Griezmann, good player, very good player. Got the assist there for that second goal. Just buzzes about, doesn't he, Griezmann? Nice player. 92:40 on the clock, minimum 6 minutes stoppage time in this one. France 2, Denmark 1. Christensen. Norgard. Anderson. Eriksson. Christensen. Norgard. Denmark going nowhere fast. Who's going to play the brave pass through the lines here or over the top? Nobody at the moment. Norgard. Reverse ball. Been very patient, maybe to a fault here, Denmark. France are all back in shape. Clipped out to the wing. Here is Bar. Moves inside his man. It's good from Denmark. Eriksson tried a little one around the corner. And in the end, they get a foot in there, France, and it's booted clear. I think they might be onto this one. Here is Thuram. Where's Mbappe? Is he arriving? There he is. Thuram holds onto it. Thuram into the box. Where are you going, fella? Oh, he's done well. Thuram still. Mbappe just gets closed down. Didn't come to the ball there. The French still have it. Fofana, Tchouameni, Dembele. Is he going to head to the corner? No, but they are just going to keep hold of the ball. Just pinged it into the centre backs now. Tchouameni. And the French just taking the sting out of this completely now. Koeman, nice turn. Koeman into the box, tries to square it up. Not entirely sure who for there. And the French have won it back as we go into the last minute of minimum stoppage time. Record goal scorer for the Danes. Is it John Dahl Thomason, is it? Sensational. Pretty hefty tackle on Mbappe there. And he's going to stay down. Bah just goes through the back of him. Mbappe hops up. He's fine. Oh, my apologies. My lights run out of batteries behind me. We'll have to do the last 10 seconds here. In the dark. What a shame. Let's hope there's no more goals. Here comes Nelson. Eriksson. Big boot over the top. Is that going to go out for a corner? No, I don't think it did. We're over the 6 minutes minimum stoppage time. They've got to just toss this throw-in into the box. I'd send everyone up, including the keeper now. Last play of the game. Here comes Bar. Throws it in. Edge of the box. Oh, dear. Marla shoots a half volley from 35 yards, I think, with his weak foot as well. Not a clever bit of decision-making there. And that should be that. And France are going to move on to the second phase. They're not confirmed as Group D winners yet. But remember, the winners of Group D face the winners of Group A. And there it is, full time here. France 2, Denmark 1. Mbappe does the damage. Deschamps celebrates. France are through and ominously looking like they're possibly heading for England if England can get that win against the Welsh and find their way through the second phase in that quarter final. Thinking ahead, I know it's not good, but there we go. Mbappe looks fantastic, doesn't he? 3 goals in the tournament thus far. Brilliant player. How many can he get? Thank you, everybody, for joining me. We'll have a figure out what the next coverage is going to be, and I'll try and get it announced nice and quickly. Thank you, everybody, for watching. France 2, Denmark 1, over and out from me.